We're back, baby. We got 107 more facts about Overwatch for you. We've gotten new heroes and new maps since our last video, and players are always finding more Easter eggs and references all the time. So let's not waste any more time, as this is going to be as long as the DPS main's roll queue timer anyways. First off, we have to acknowledge that the first time we uploaded this was possibly the worst timing possible. Yeah, we love making these videos, so just so you know, we had this in the works for a long time before the Blizzard Hong Kong fiasco had happened, but here we are. So, we're back with more facts. So first, we're going to touch on this controversy since we're already talking about it. Then we're going to dig into some facts about Overwatch 2 we discovered from BlizzCon. And then we're also going to talk about more Easter eggs and facts about Overwatch that we have found or learned about since our Part 3 video. Number 1. On October 6, 2019, Hong Kong professional Hearthstone player Blitzchung made a statement about the liberation of Hong Kong in a post-game interview. Blizzard issued a ruling saying that Blitzchung violated the Grandmaster's rules that states players would not engage in, quote, any act that in Blizzard's sole discretion that brings you into public disrepute, offends a portion or group of the public, or otherwise damages Blizzard's image. As a result, Blizzard withheld Blitzchung's prize money from the Grandmaster's second 2019 season and banned him from professional Hearthstone for a year. They also fired the 2 casters that were casting the match and laughed during Blitzchung's remarks. Once the news broke, the gaming community surged in support of Blitzchung, and a movement bloomed to make Overwatch character Mei become a symbol of Hong Kong democracy. Fan art and all. A week later, Blizzard announced they would give Blitzchung his prize money and reduce his sentence to a 6-month ban. Blizzard felt they needed to remind everyone that their relationships in China had no influence on their decision. They also kind of gave an apology at BlizzCon 2019, but didn't mention Hong Kong or China anywhere in that statement. What they did mention, though, was Overwatch 2. Number 2. Already existing heroes are getting a makeover for Overwatch 2. These changes are meant to show the passage of time and where the characters are in the story. For example, now Bastion is living with Torbjorn, so many of his upgrades are from Torbjorn working on him. Number 3. A new core game mode called Push will be making its debut in Overwatch 2. It is a 6v6 competitive game mode that will be available for quick play, competitive, and the Overwatch League. Number 4. There will also be a new co-op 4-player PvE story-based mission, which will allow players to dive deeper into the world and characters of Overwatch, and maybe finally give us some Zenyatta lore. Number 5. To complement the story mode, there will also be hero missions, where players can level up their heroes by battling enemies like Talon and Null Sector. With changing objectives and maps, hero missions have hours of replayability. Number 6. As of right now, specific characters are linked to story moments, but Blizzard's playing with the idea of letting us select which character we want to play as, within reason. The character's motivation would have to make sense, they say. Like, Junkrat would not be saving the world, maybe blowing it up, but not saving it. Number 7. Aside from the PvE mode, much of Overwatch 2 will cross over with the original game, so players of both games will be able to play together. Number 8. Sojourn, the first Canadian hero, will be joining the fight, and it appears that she's a cyborg with a cannon arm and a rifle arm. And no, I don't just mean that she's good at baseball. But does she have a hand cannon? Hey. Number 9. Also, if you dropped cash on loot boxes, don't worry, all of your gear will cross over into Overwatch 2 if you decide to get it. We don't even have a release date yet for Overwatch 2, so while we wait for more info, let's go back to what we missed from the original game. Number 10. In May of 2018, Petra dropped into the roster of Deathmatch maps. Petra is a historical and archaeological city in southern Jordan that's based on the UNESCO World Heritage Site, made famous by Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Number 11. Deathmatch maps are typically home to bloodshed and chaos, so we understand if you didn't want to do any reading while you're here, but you can find a few written communications between the archaeologists and their sponsor, mentioning a hidden treasure room. You can find it just out of reach behind a cracked wall on the map, too. Number 12. On July of 2018, they released a previously teased hero, Hammond, as the destructive Wrecking Ball. Number 13. Hammond was a genetic experiment from the Horizon Lunar Colony, like Winston, allowing him enhanced mental capabilities, increased size, and longevity of life. Not to mention, thumbs. Number 14. Hammond is 14 years old and doesn't appear to be slowing down anytime soon. I wish I could say the same about most of our pets at 14 years of age. Number 15. Anyway, Hammond didn't become Wrecking Ball until crash landing in the Australian outback, where he built his mobile contraption and became champion of the Scrapyard, Junkertown's lucrative mech battle arena. Number 16. Even after Wrecking Ball fought his way to champion status, the denizens of Junkertown still have no clue the pilot was actually a hamster. While Hammond is clearly an expert engineer and a dangerous pilot, Wrecking Ball has been confirmed to not be a member of the Junkers. Number 17. Even though Hammond has heightened intelligence, he cannot physically speak. Instead, he speaks through the mech using its communication abilities. The mech itself can also communicate through its limited AI. Number 18. Wrecking Ball has gone through quite a few changes and improvements. In a clip of early gameplay, Wrecking Ball is shown wielding dual flamethrowers as his primary weapons, and his movement ability had him wind up then fire forward like a bowling ball. Number 19, Hammond's old shield ability would fire off a couple shield generators that attached to nearby walls. Luckily, these were all cut, as the Wrecking Ball we know now is way too mobile to make the most out of this ability. Number 20, after getting a giant ball character, everyone was waiting for Hammond to get a soccer ball skin in time for the 2018 Summer Games, but fans would have to wait until the following year for this skin to take the field. Number 21, the 2018 Summer Games was full of teasers though. Blizzard added the Busan Stadium to Lucio Ball maps 2 weeks before Busan became a multiplayer map as well. Number 22, on August 22nd, 2018, Blizzard dropped the Overwatch animated short Shooting Star, which showed us a slice of Diva's life as a mechanic and pilot as she defended the city from a Kishin Omnic attack. Number 23, the trailer finally showed us some of the other mecha pilots defending South Korea: Casino, Demon, King, and Overlord. Number 24, and it's thanks to senior designer and lead writer Michael Chu that we know the names of these mechs. Number 25, Demon's Red Rumbler is named Beast. Casino nicknamed his sleek green racer La Princesse Sirn. King's missile bay of a platform is called Shingjishon. Overlord's Blue Beauty is dubbed Mastermind, and Diva's pink powerhouse is Toki, which in Korean means rabbit. Number 26, we also learned that Diva and King were rivals back in their Mecha Guardian 5 Pro Circuit days. Number 27, this cinematic also kicked off Diva's Nano Cola Challenge event, where players completed matches to unlock the exclusive Nano skin, which has since remained locked behind this event. Number 28, we've also learned more about Diva herself. Most famously, Michael Chu officially confirmed on Twitter that Diva is not a Starcraft pro player, but a pro player that used to play Starcraft. I know it's confusing, but Number 29. This announcement caused quite a bit of confusion and even anger, but he also let us know Hana used to play Starcraft with her dad when she was little, so at least we got something wholesome out of it. Number 30. But the game that got Diva recruited as a pilot wasn't Starcraft, it was Mecha Guardian 5. And you can see it loaded up on her computer in the Mecha base on Busan. Number 31. Overwatch has occasionally added limited time event skins like this before. Most famous of all is probably the legendary Pink Mercy skin, which was available May 8th through the 21st for $15. If you bought the skin, the proceeds benefited the Breast Cancer Research Foundation and their mission to end breast cancer. Number 32. Through this skin and limited time t-shirt sales, the Overwatch community raised more than $12.7 million to support the BCRF. This is the largest donation by a corporate partner within 1 year in the Foundation's more than 25-year history. Give yourself a round of applause, Overwatch community. Number 33. Shortly after Shooting Star went live, players got to journey to South Korea when the control point Busan went live on September 11, 2018. Those are control points Sanctuary, Downtown, and Mecha Base, where you can see Diva's room complete with comically large trophies and a gamer chair. The Mecha Base also has an engineering bay that would even make Brigitta's eyes go anime levels of wide. Number 34. Brigitte means what she says on her shirt. Michael Chu confirmed Brigitte loves donuts but loves semlor even more. And for those who don't know, it's a traditional sweet roll made in Sweden. Also, her favorite beverage is beer. Number 35. Oh, and in case you were wondering, it's been confirmed that in an arm wrestling match between Brigitte and Zarya would totally win. Number 36. According to Michael Chu, Brigitte is the youngest of the Lindholm children. Number 37. So all the children we see sitting around Reinhardt in the Christmas comic Reflections must be Torbjorn's grandchildren. Wow, big family for the little man. Number 38, and you know Brigitte loves her dad. On her engineer mechanic skins, you can see she has Torbjorn's old wrench from his Overwatch days hanging under his tool pack. Number 39. Some of you may have noticed that even though Brigitte is Swedish, she has a German name. Well, after Reinhardt saved Torbjorn's life during Operation White Dome, the Swedish engineer let him name his daughter as thanks. Number 40. According to a letter Torbjorn sent his wife Ingrid while recovering in the hospital, Operation White Dome is where Torbjorn lost his arm. Number 41. We also learned through this letter that Mercy and Torbjorn have been longtime friends. Torbjorn mentions Angela visiting him while he was staying there, but at this time Angela would have simply been a teenager and a student, far from the Mercy we know and love today. Number 42. We know Brigitte rolls with Reinhardt in his travels from the Overwatch animated short Honor and Glory, one of the single greatest short films I've had the pleasure of watching multiple times, by the way. Number 43. In the director's commentary of Honor and Glory, cinematic director Ben Dye reveals they had a little trouble showing how grave Baldrick's wounds were. Given the game's T rating, they couldn't show blood or gore, so instead they added smoke and a few drops of blue liquid to give viewers a similar impression. Number 44. The tearful scene that followed was trimmed for smoothness as well. In the final version, we see Baldrick hand Reinhardt his Overwatch coin, which prompts Reinhardt to hand Baldrick his hammer. But in the original, Reinhardt was written wielding two hammers, and after getting the coin, he would hand a hammer to Baldrick, then Baldrick gave him his shield. All these handoffs felt too complicated, so it was simplified to a single trade. Imagine how the original version would go. I want you to have my coin. Oh, okay, but I want you to have my hammer. All right, but now I want you to have my shield as well. Now I feel bad because I only got you one thing. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I feel like I made it awkward. I'll go die now. Number 45. I feel bad about Baldrick, but I also kind of feel bad attacking the training bots. The training bots will wave back at you if you say hello to them. And if you give a training bot armor, they'll even thank you, which is very sweet of them. Number 46. And they also have a unique voice line that you can hear if you resurrect them. They'll say, "Where was I? There was this bright white light." You might want to get Zenyatta on the phone because I think we've been sending a lot of bots to heaven. Oops. Number 47. At BlizzCon 2018, Blizzard released the latest Overwatch animated short Reunion, which featured McCree taking care of some unfinished business on Route 66 at just about high noon. Number 48. That's when McCree fights his old posse, the Deadlock Gang, to retrieve the pod of one elegant robot lady by the name of Echo. Number 49. After the short played for the first time, game director Jeff Kaplan confirmed that Echo will be a playable hero, but is not ready yet for launch. Number 50. Actually, the white-haired gang leader Elizabeth Caledonia Calamity Ashe was the new hero. She's voiced by the talented Jennifer Hale, the person they wanted to voice Ashe when they first created the character. Number 51. Originally, Ashe was simply intended to be a female member of the Deadlock Gang, just an enemy for McCree to do battle with. But with her white hair, lever-action rifle, and giant Omnic bodyguard, she became a compelling character and was discussed as a playable hero. Number 52. At the same time when developing Ashe, the game design team was interested in creating a weapon-focused damage hero, as the other two post-launch damage heroes of Sombra and Doomfist were both ability-focused. Number 53. While Ashe was a happy accident from the production process, Blizzard always knew that the robot known as Echo was inside the payload on Route 66. Years before the animated short opened the container, or even before they knew the McCree short was going to take place on Route 66. Number 54. Since the short went live, the payload on Route 66 has been forever altered to match a post-reunion timeline. Here's hoping that when Athena gets added to the game, she makes remarks about her old home when escorting the payload. Number 55. While Ashe's kit and abilities were being altered and going through playtests, the inclusion of Bob was the only universally agreed upon idea. Number 56. Adding what's basically an additional player to the match proved to be technically difficult, so Ashe almost got shelved thanks to Bob. Number 57. But it's also thanks to Bob that we know that Omnic sweat oil. Michael Chu confirmed in an interview that the writing team agreed on this joke being allowed as canon. Number 58. With her kit lined up and Bob ready to do something, Ashe officially became the 29th playable hero of Overwatch. 59. Ashe's nickname of Calamity, even though we all know her as Ashe, is a reference to famed American frontierswoman Calamity Jane. Number 60. Though her base of operations is in Arizona, it appeared that at least one of Ashe's family homes was in Texas, as evident by the blue bonnet field and oil pump in her origin story. Number 61. We also know Ashe has been arrested in Texas, since her mugshot shows a serial number with TX on her placard. Number 62. At BlizzCon 2018, Blizzard announced it was working with Kellogg's to bring us real-life Lucy OOs. It's a cereal based off the in-game spray, but sadly doesn't have the in-game spray art on the box, which would have been fun, but understandable. Though personally, I'm waiting for some golden Zenyatos. I can't wait to embrace tranquility as part of this balanced breakfast. Number 63. If you don't want to eat cereal, then take a look at the recipes in the Chelsea Monroe Cassell's book simply titled Overwatch: The Official Cookbook. Chelsea Monroe Cassell's has released similar books before based on Game of Thrones, Elder Scrolls, as well as Blizzard IP's World of Warcraft and Hearthstone. Number 64. One player actually took his kitchen into Overwatch by finding a way to wire up his microwave as a controller and play Symmetra. Number 65. Another player fully embracing the memes rigged a Microsoft Kinect to allow him to control Moira by Naruto running. Had to make that Area 51 practice go to something. Number 66. On December 11, 2018, Overwatch had its second annual Winter Wonderland event that ran until the second day of the new year. Number 67. The event added Brigitte to the ranks of heroes with toasting victory poses with an adorable cat mug in her hand. And if you spin it around, you can actually see a little jetpack on the back just to tease us jetpack cat hopefuls. Number 68. In January of 2019, Overwatch got to fight in the City of Lights as the assault map, simply named Paris, was released as the 20th map for standard gameplay. Number 69. The map is possibly most notorious for its pianos, whose keys you can actually play with enough precision. Talented players, in more ways than one, have posted astonishing videos of lovely performances on these pianos that they have achieved while playing as Symmetra, Mercy, and other precision heroes. Don't try it with Reinhardt or Brigitte though, unless you like the sound of 15 bad chords. The pianos can be located by defense spawn doors and in the lobby of Hotel Beau Ciel, next to Point A. Number 70. If you look about the map and listen, you'll notice pigeons were added to the map as sound design supervisor Paul Lackey says Paris felt a little bare without them. Number 71. At the end of January, Overwatch had its annual Lunar New Year event, this time as the Year of the Pig event for 2019. Number 72. Overwatch then got its 30th hero in the combat medic Baptiste, who went live on March 19, 2019. Number 73. One of the first stages of Baptiste's design was his Haitian background. Michael Chu said, "I think it's meaningful to introduce countries that are less well known worldwide through Overwatch." Number 74. Baptiste is fluent in 3 languages: English, French, and Haitian Creole. Number 75. Baptiste's full name is Jean-Baptiste Augustin, a name he shares with a famous French miniature painter. Number 76. Also, his favorite food is pork griot and lalo. I can't confirm that that's the French painter's favorite food, just that it's the hero's. Number 77. According to principal Overwatch designer Jeff Goodman, Baptiste was designed to be similar to Soldier 76, albeit in a support role. Number 78. Overwatch Archives gave us a mission to Havana and Storm Rising to capture talent accountant Maximilian and gave us our first teaser of some upcoming Omnic hero. Number 79. The story might center around capturing Maximilian, but the event really centers around the storm technology of Storm Rising, which was originally created to make a sandstorm in Temple of Anubis. Number 80. After you brave the storm and catch the well-suited Omnic, you're treated to an excellent Overwatch cinematic that shows Mercy trying to work out a deal. And if you watch Genji closely after Max casually walks out of his grip, you can see Genji just barely holding back his urge to kill him. He does this little Arthur fist meme, and it's like my favorite thing about this event. Number 81. No, I take that back. My absolute favorite part of this event was when Blizzard blessed us with the High Roller skin for Wrecking Ball. It has a unique interaction with the highlight intro dramatic, where Hammond's cool shades hang awkwardly then fall off his face. Number 82. Then shortly after the event, Havana became available as Overwatch's 21st multiplayer map, but now without the Tempest outside the last point. Number 83. In June, Blizzard launched Baptiste's Reunion Challenge alongside the short story What You Left Behind, which helped us get to know Overwatch's newest support hero better. Number 84. We also learned about Baptiste's old teammate Mauga. Jeff Kaplan said Mauga was almost the 31st Overwatch hero, but instead we got a different talent tank in the form of Sebrin de Kuiper, aka Sigma. Number 85. Sigma was debuted in August on an official stream hosted by professional player Seagull, while Jeff Kaplan gave inside information on his mechanics and lore. Number 86. Sigma launched as Overwatch's 31st hero, which is a funny coincidence actually because 31 is the Dutch international calling code. Number 87. At the age of 62, 62, double of 31. Sigma is now the oldest hero in Overwatch, beating out Reinhardt by 1 year. Number 88. Even before going live, Sigma generated some controversy. Some claimed he was based on negative mental illness stereotypes. A character artist explained the internal reasoning behind Sigma's bare feet was to give him a quote asylum look. But some fans criticized this outdated take on mental institutions in Overwatch's futuristic setting, saying that those traditional madness tropes further reinforced the stigmas around poor mental health. In response to this controversy, Blizzard issued a statement that Sigma was never intended to be an example of someone going through mental health issues. Instead, his character is more focused on a specific experience where he got exposed to a black hole momentarily and it messed with his mind. Number 89. Currently, Sigma's Talon skin is the only Sigma skin to get shoes. Number 90. The original prototype hero that Mauga originated as and Sigma later became dual-wielded rocket launchers for his kit, but deploying his barrier with both his hands occupied by the rocket launchers would be tricky to show, so the team started experimenting with other options. Number 91. While developing Mauga's character for What You Left Behind, Blizzard decided the kit being developed no longer meshed with his violent, aggressive personality. So, rather than scrap the kit, they made a new character. Number 92. They brainstormed a physicist that could manipulate gravity, so to make sure Sigma's physics references were scientifically accurate, they consulted the team's physics programmer, Aaron Kato, who holds a PhD in physics and wrote the physics engine for all of Blizzard's games, which after saying physics so many times, I'm starting to feel like this is a really weird word. Physics. Number 93. Then, to make sure the Dutch influences of Sigma were authentic as well, Blizzard consulted their Dutch employees in North America as well as their campus in The Hague. Number 94. For example, Sigma has a Dutch line, insert here because I'll butcher it,
Wie boter op zijn hoofd heeft, moet uit de zon blijven.
Which translated means those with butter on their heads should stay out of the sun. Yep, that is the literal translation. The phrase is an old Dutch saying that means if you can't handle criticism, don't criticize. Number 95. In Sigma's origin video, there are several hidden messages in the form of backwards audio saying, "Hold it together, gravity is a harness, it's in me, release me," and more. Number 96. At the beginning of Sigma's origin video, there are several yellow letters that appear on screen, which spell out EMDJIRVEP, which is nothing, but when reversed, spells BEVRIJDME, which is still nothing, at least to those of us who don't know Dutch. But in Dutch, it means free me. Basically, Sigma was trying to give us a message before we even heard his voice for the first time. Number 97. Overwatch was originally presented to have a collection of soldiers, oddities, and scientists. While we've got a lot of the first two, Sigma adds to our growing collection of nerds. While addressing Mei and Moira, Sigma will call them Dr. Zhao and Dr. O'Dearin. Number 98. Moira will also address Mei as Dr. Zhao in a pre-match interaction they have if they're on the same team. But since it reminds Mei of her dead teammates, she starts to cry. Number 99. To ease her grief, she probably needs to take a break and sip some tea, which is her favorite drink with or without boba. And number 100, Mei breaks out her stockpile in her honeydew skin, where instead of firing liquid cold, she fires chilled boba tea from her gun. And if you look carefully, you'll see the bubbles sitting at the bottom of her gun's chamber, and that it has a physics engine as well that'll make them always on the bottom, whether you're looking up or down. Number 101. I'm sure tea helps, but I'm sure mezcal is way more effective if you're drinking your problems away, and that is Sombro's favorite drink. Number 102. Oh, and according to Overwatch animator David Gibson, Sombra's bow emote has been inspired by Britney Spears. Number 103. I wonder if Sigma ever had drinks with Dr. Harold Winston, as he knew Winston's father figure from the Horizon Lunar Colony before his demise. Number 104. In Overwatch's latest limited time cosmetic event, Bastion's Brick Challenge, player can unlock various LEGO themed cosmetics, but the big prize is the legendary Brick Bastion skin, where Bastion and Ganymede are made entirely out of LEGO pieces. Even Bastion's muzzle flash on their sentry mode is made to look like the LEGO fire piece, which is amazing. Number 105. Players found a new addition on the map Eco Point Antarctica in the form of a snow globe-like hologram projector that simply says gray, with a blue variant of the Overwatch logo underneath it. Number 106. So far, we've seen watch points have the typical Overwatch logo with an orange bar, and eco points have an Overwatch logo with a green bar. But this new blue bar may be some unconfirmed branch of Overwatch. Number 107. As of September of 2019, Overwatch's heroes have been searched for on Google a collective 1 billion times, with Diva being the most searched for hero at the time with 62 million hits. And there you have it, 107 more facts about Overwatch. It's just a game, but there's always something new to learn about my favorite FPS. Be sure to like if you learned something new and tell us your favorite fact in the comments below. Maybe you even know something that we haven't mentioned so far. We'd love to hear it. I'm Kyle with the Leaderboard, and don't forget to subscribe. We're over 1 million players strong, and hey, all players are welcome here.